Hi everybody, Aaron here with Sam. Hello Sam.
Hello, hello.
We've got him this time. And we're here today to talk a wee bit about Battlefield 2042, which had its reveal trailer released today. And if anyone has been following me on Twitter, they'll know that I have been massively hyped for this game for a long time before we knew anything about it. And now the trailer's out in the air, I remain to be incredibly hyped. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, I think this might actually be the first Battlefield game I get on launch, and I've never done that before, so yeah, pretty damn hyped.
Yeah, it's looking to be. It just looks really fun. I think they've going by the trailer, which is five full minutes. That was longer than I was expecting it to be.
Chunky boy.
But chunky boy. But going by what we've seen, it seems to have a pretty good balance between like being the kind of hardcore realistic shooter thing that they were going for and the kind of zanier stuff that we saw in the later editions, because I know there was a lot of issue. People were cracking up about realism blah 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 with World War II when it came to Battlefield 5, and I think this is kind of addressing it pretty well, because you've got, I think they're allowing themselves a little bit of leeway with the setting, obviously 2042, so it's like modern but it's a wee bit near future kind of stuff. Did you have a particular highlight from this trailer?
I think it's going to be the same as yours, but it's got to be the soldier jumping out of the jet and blowing up another jet and then getting back in his own jet. I mean, if that ain't like
finesse,
peak next generation gaming, then I don't know what is.
See, the thing, this is what I was kind of reckoning that they were doing with this trailer, because it wasn't as traditionally structured, I don't think, as those kind of trailers were, because it kind of almost worked like a little montage of best kills, cool skill moments. And I think that is really like the Battlefield community has a lot of that kind of stuff going about, like best moments in Battlefield 4 or 1 and 5 and all this kind of stuff, like all these skill montages, and I've watched quite a lot of those, and I felt like this was kind of hinting towards that, just because it was obviously they were trying to show off the terrain, and like you can fly a helicopter and a jet and a ATV or just run about. To get into some of the kind of specifics of the game itself, the maps are apparently going to be huge. It's going to run up to 128 players in matches, which
that's crazy.
That is insane. Despite, I mean, I think a number like that is somewhat muted by the existence of battle royale games where we're playing with, like Call of Duty has had up to 250, have they not? Or is it just 200?
I think it might have gone up to 200 at one point, but the standard, as we both know, is 150.
Yeah. So, like, having those things around, I think I maybe muted it somewhat, but to keep in mind that this is multiplayer, so it's just going to be a constant stream of, like, carnage. And looking at some of the screenshots of the maps, they look ridiculously large. So, hopefully the 128 is actually enough to kind of balance that out enough. On previous gen consoles, because the game is coming out on PS4 and Xbox One, it will cap at 64 players, which is the standard for a Battlefield. Yeah, that has essentially been what they have had since Battlefield 4. I think they've had 64 players, so that's not bad. And I think they're also going to have to balancing the maps somewhat, so they're a little smaller, because obviously you couldn't have a map made for 128 players and then only have 64. That's not really going to work out very well. Season pass stuff I saw as well, which was one free, one paid, because Battlefield 4 completely ditched the battle pass. Battlefield 5 ditched the battle pass. How do you think it's going to manage going up next to like Call of Duty and stuff when it comes to this kind of live service content?
I hope it's going to do well. I mean, notably they have said they've ditched the campaign as well, so it's going to be a multiplayer only title. And like Jeff was saying earlier, actually in the JumpCut chat, like when you've got a franchise like this and they're kind of becoming more self-aware that maybe we should just focus on what people are actually coming to the games for, and in most cases it is the multiplayer. So I think by doing that, that's a good starting point. But with the battle passes themselves, it's going to be down to what's actually in that content-wise, because if it's anything like Call of Duty, like at first it was kind of worth the money, but as it just goes on, it's basically just you pay X amount of money so you can access a really powerful gun, and then it gets nerfed, and then what was the point in the first place of buying that pack or the battle pass? So there's a lot riding on whether it's sustainable as a live service model for a game like this.
Yeah, and I think going by their previous games, like Battlefield 5 in particular, really fell hard with the Battle Pass. And I think, sorry, not the battle, like the kind of free seasonal updates and stuff they were doing. It just weren't regular enough. They didn't give enough reason to come back, and I think there was a lot of complication or confusion around the cosmetics of that game. But apparently the free one's going to be gameplay stuff, and then the paid one's going to be cosmetics. So you're not really getting into the kind of paid to win unless you're getting Battlefield's rose skin. Then that's another thing. But yeah, the fact that they're splitting from like just doing multiplayer, I don't mind that, to be honest, because yeah, like you're saying, people come to Battlefield for multiplayer. I played the campaign of 1, 4, and Hardline. I think Hardline's probably the most I've ever enjoyed a campaign for Battlefield.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't even touch Battlefield 5's campaign, despite the fact that I really, really like that game. It just isn't what I'm there for. I don't need that kind of those scripted moments from Battlefield, because what makes Battlefield special is the fact how unscripted it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the kind of cinematic stuff that's happening. But so yeah, I think, and it's, to me, that is actually quite exciting, just for the fact that, you know, they were doing it. They were one of the best when it comes to that kind of multiplayer stuff before, and now if they're putting all of their efforts towards that, not just their efforts, but, you know, the team from Need for Speed, you know, Need for Speed get delayed specifically because they took the team and made them work on Battlefield. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. What do you think of the setting?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually really happy with how that's turned out, because my kind of like trepidation going into this was how futuristic it might be, just by judging it off of, like, we've had Call of Duty veer into that kind of territory before and it's had questionable results. I feel like this is like a good balance of the two. Like you said, it's a good balance of the realism that Battlefield's become known for, and trying something a bit different. And I think from this like cinematic trailer that we've had, it seems to be like kind of like a greatest hits of the franchise in like a really positive way. It's bringing together all the elements that you know and making it for a new generation, essentially. And
I think as well, going into a bit more of the specifics very quickly, they are mixing up the Battlefield formula for, you know, how like they had classes and they were fixed to, you know, like you could only have submachine guns if you were the medic or the snipers as recon, but they've completely done away with that now.
Yeah,
so
I was seeing something about earlier. You can mix and match all the different things. I think they've got like specialists, they were saying, so I don't know whether that wingsuit that we saw will be like a specialist thing, but you can have any weapon from any class available to that specialist.
Yeah, so that's really, really exciting, and we're going to be seeing more, some actual gameplay, because this is obviously in-game kind of cinematic, I suppose. Yeah. But like, yeah, we're going to see actual gameplay on Sunday with E3. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. We're going to have a bunch of content coming up over the whole E3 carnage that we're all going to have to endure together. But yeah, I'd expect I'm going to be doing a video on Battlefield, because at this point, it's about all I really care about in terms of E3. I don't know if I'm going in with low expectations of what's actually going to come out. Are you much the same?
I think while this trailer's got me very hyped for it, I am going to try and be a bit reserved about it. But like I say, this has got me really excited for like a Battlefield game at launch for the first time ever with the franchise. And if I can't have Battlefield Hardline 2, I'll gladly take whatever this is going to be if it does manage to hit the mark.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be an Ultimate Edition guy.
Really?
That is the possibility. I'm feeling the urge. I don't do it that often, but I think I might.
True battle boy.
A true battle boy. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening, and remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll have plenty more E3 news over the next week. Bye.